We have finally made it to the month of October, which is affectionately known as Inktober amongst many of my artist friends. Mine was none different. I have adopted this 2 little sketch a day type thing, trying to work on them for at least 15, 20 minutes each day for each sketch, roughly about an hour spent on art studies. It is carried over into November, so I think it's kind of the new norm to work on my art studies for at least an hour a day. So that's just another thing I get hung up on too. So let's get on with the sketchbook. Starting back in October, on the 1st, you have this skeleton design, riding this skeletal horse for the prompt Skeleton Parade. Obvious things. You can check Steps to Dragon on Instagram. The concept was his. I just had to draw it because it looks too cool. This one down here, Portrait Study of a Friend. You can see notes down here that I made, tightening up the face, just making the lines a lot better. Getting this highlight across the hair has been something I've been struggling with this last month. Now that I'm in November working on cars and robots and such, I'll have to wait to December to work on it some more for the most part. But definitely enjoying. This one actually took an hour. This one took a half hour. So right off the bat, not on the best of steps, but art study needs to be done to improve myself. Moving forward, a couple different designs by Adrian Dadich. He primarily just did black and white studies. There was just these two that stuck out so well to me. I also wanted to draw something that he'd done in the past and then something he had done at the beginning of October. So this one up here is from 2014. Took 20 minutes together. I love the design of the eye, the robot eye, and the regular eye. Just something different trying out. Like, that's why I like Dadich, because he brings these new concepts that I want to think about and improve my skills. Heavy shadows on the neckline. I really dug that. This one is from the beginning of October 2017. You can see how much his style has changed, but stayed the same, and that's just so wild. I really love this eye design. It's kind of taking the eye design that I've become accustomed to these last couple months and kind of just inverting the colors and making the eye dark, but the middle part little lit up, I guess, I suppose. But anyway, the prompts were divided and stitched together, so I thought that was cool, doing that little yin yang design with them. For the 3rd day, you have this study of punk rock Jesus, because Sean Gordon Murphy is coming out with his Batman story that he's been working on 2 years now. Just had to give him some props. I love this design. I love this story. If you haven't, you need to check it out. It was for Double Double Toil and Trouble was the prompt. You can see down in the corner that I also did a study, a black and white study for a picture from Tokyo Ghost of his as well. The 4th day, you have the scene from The Matrix. I really like all this cross-hatching, just trying to differentiate it. Cut together with the background. Just looked really cool. And then up here you have this chain study of how to make chains very better. Some more hair studies, trying to define looks and make them better. Cutting them apart and attacking them, I don't know, clumps or strands by themselves. And then you have Hela from the new Thor Ragnarok. If you haven't checked it out already, I highly suggest doing so because it's amazing. You have this Wolverine study, this whole page. I found these pencils this earlier this year and have been needing a reason to do it. This got thrown in the pile of things to study and came out with this. I would love to redo this. This felt a little rushed. I only took 30 minutes on it, so there's a lot that I can improve, but there's a lot that I really like of just doing this quick study. For the 7th, you have these couple different figure studies. Friend Veronica, I really love the cross-hatching on this and making all of that very noticeable, like the different sections of her shirt and her legs, like the highlights and the contrast. Down here, CBG 19, another shot from her Franzetta style. When I was looking up the Franzetta pictures, I found that one and I knew I had to draw it. You have my self-portrait for the month, and then all these different smile studies. Just kind of referencing or putting reference in my sketchbook so I can look back on it. For the 9th day, you have this page out of Space Mullet done by Daniel Warren Johnson. He also is doing Extremity right now. I highly suggest checking out that book too if you haven't. I love the chances he takes with all his sound effects. Even this background, you can see where I meant to do it, but then I hit it with the Pentel pocket brush and just went to town. And I love the roughness and the, just the expedited look to it. Yeah, definitely check out Daniel Warren Johnson's action and sound effects because they're a little rough around the edges, but he does the things that takes chances that normal other people wouldn't. Whew, the 10th was a rough run. I hate looking at both of these, but I also know you're gonna have those off days. You have Crow from East of West, and then Behemoth from the Final Fantasy games. Just kind of rough. On the 11th, I decided to take Sam from Trick or Treat and Jason from the Friday the 13th movies and do this little scene of Jason without a mask and without his machete, giving little heart hands as a little tribute to Friday the 13th that was coming up in a couple days. I really like the cross-hatching on his face. I think that came out really well. I'm looking forward to doing more of those. So the 12th, you have this scene from Guts and Casca. I kind of like a few things from it, but I think I could do it better if given another shot. I didn't like this Eva scene when I first started out, but then I posted it on my Patreon, and Marshall pointed out that it was an even more intense scene than was what I was trying to replicate. Up here you have Betty Page laying in her sheets, kind of screwed up some of the proportions, and then another Adrian Dadich design. The neck is too skinny, but I love all these little parts and want to incorporate them into more things, and this is giving me the confidence to try out things on my own. Onto the 14th, you have a couple studies of Comic Book Girl 19 with her green hair. I kind of screwed up on the face. It's twisted a little bit more than it would, but I really do like these two being that close to each other, showing off. This one was a little rougher day. You have Launch from the Dragon Ball series. And then you have my friend Larissa again, trying to get her face to look well. Aliens attacking. I can't remember where this page was from, but I really like how this all came together. Him coming in face to face, and you see this farmer in his hat shaking. I really dig flipping this up and just looking at it. 17th. I learned a couple valuable things. Namely, one was how to do these lips a little better. For one, I was trying to do them all as one single object, but I realized that there are two different planes coming together, and like once I did that, it made those lips a lot easier to do, and I'm looking forward to doing more portrait studies because of it. On to the 18th, the aliens return. You have his tail wrapping around, and I wanted to make sure that I made a note of that, so when I look back, I can see that. And then you have this design of Ultron from the movies. Taking a closer look at it, like I just fell in love with it all over again. Like the lines are so sinister and so cool at the same time. You have the study of Martin Abel. He does many pinups. I just like the design that he does, and I subscribe to his Patreon, seeing his sketchbook every month, and decided to give him one of his a crack and look to see if I could replicate his style as well. Down here you have a picture of Odin that I was trying to replicate. Make it longer, just work on the proportions a little bit better. Next page, you have this design from Jojo Seams, a great artist friends. I really, really love how that came together. Probably my favorite of the month. She did it in 6 minutes. I did it in 15 minutes. Got me in her style. Based on doing the lip thing, again, learning so much. Down here you have this design of the shirt, how it should fall along the body. You have a tight suit, thick sweater, a tight shirt, and a loose shirt, kind of showing the ruffles that should be on those as well. Moving forward, same girl, same or different hairstyles, trying to replicate them. I really like how this one came together. Started noticing a few things on that one to make that portrait a little bit better, so looking forward to She-December. If you haven't checked that out, check out Marshall Page's. He talks about She-December, and I'm looking forward to doing it in December. Just gotta get through November. Another Adrian Dadich design. The more I do these, the more ideas I have coming up with my own, and it's a lot of lines coming together and distracting your attention from other things, but like, such beautiful lines. You have this Medusa kitty like cartoony design up there as well. Apple from Turbo Kid kind of got a lot muddied when I took the pen ink to it, so kind of got messed up. You have this puppet design I did for Machine Head a couple years back, and now that they're coming back around, I'm looking to do a poster with them, so kind of throwing some ideas out there. Griffith and Guts from Berserk. You have this shot. I really, really love that. Tyler Higgs design. Definitely check him out on Instagram. He does a lot of great pen work. And somebody I'm looking into emulating a lot more. Some Shane Glines, design of Tank Girl again. And then you have down here me and my friend Alex. It was her birthday, so obviously had to throw her into my sketchbook as well. You have this design, this back, the head twisting, and then going back to how the neck works and how the muscles should be designed in a sketchbook. Just so I have that for reference. And then Plague Doctor, the scene from Berserk. I've always been fascinated with plague doctors and their giant beaks or whatever. I kind of want to draw them more, but I got to take some more time and learn their design. On the 27th, such cool designs. Drew my sister for her birthday. She was holding this CD case that I made her. I like how the cross-hatching in that and all that works. It's kind of a simple design, but at the same time, it's not quite as simple as it may seem. And then you have down here some Able PSD, this contorted fisheye lens shot of this lady like reaching up this twisting staircase. Such a cool design. Loved how it came out. Really excited to do more and more figure studies, obviously. You have Guts and Casca from Berserk, rescuing her. Marilyn Monroe kind of messed up her lower proportions. Her legs should be out a little bit further. I didn't quite like how her face came together, so after I did that, sketched her face again, made it a lot more clearer, and enjoyed it a lot more. On to the 28th, you have this design where this lady's reaching in and pumping the heart of this male. I love the cross hatching on her to define her different highlights of her body, or shadows, I guess, of her body. Down here, you have my friends, Angel and Jeannie, holding their mustache rings. I love that. This old Crom art on Instagram, mermaid design. Down here, you have Emily Blunt's design of her character from Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, I love that poster. Thought that was a really cool nod. I've drawn her before on my Copic sketches, and I really love how that little sketch turned out. This pinup, I love the cross hatching on that. This Wonder Woman, her face was kind of squished together, so I came back and stretched it out a little bit more and sketched it alongside. Went back and sketched her again, and like how they turned out. That is the end of October. Give you a little sneak preview of November. Doing mechanical stuff, guns, tanks, cars. We're into it, so look forward to that next month. Hope you enjoyed this month. Hope you're doing well with your sketchbook, and keep making art, and you know I will. So catch you later.